St. Patrick's Day is not the only occasion to cook your favorite Irish dishes, and of course, you have to choose the perfect bottle of wine to pair with this type of meal. For example, should we choose a red wine for our corned beef or white? Do the Irish pancakes taste better with a Merlot or Chardonnay? Here, we have our wine expert who will be answering our questions and teaching us how to pair the ideal wines according to the ingredients and flavors of your favorite Irish cuisine. Hello everybody, I'm David, here with winemaker Emily at Santa Rita Estates outside Santiago, Chile. And right now, we're talking about traditional Irish dishes and what wines would best be paired with them. Emily, when we're looking at something like Irish beef stew, what would you recommend, a red wine or white wine?
I would definitely go with a red wine. And we have a perfect match, which is the 120 Merlot. I think being the stew cooked with different vegetables and being in this sort of comforting sauce, you know, where it has a lot of texture, you don't want a very heavy red wine. And I think the Merlot has a very good fruit-driven, and in the palate, if you taste it, it's actually a very good companion to a dish like this because it goes along with it, but it doesn't overwhelm it. The stew can be quite a big dish, so I think this wine would be a perfect match.
We're talking about maybe something like the corned beef and cabbage, a bit more spice, herbs, depending on how you make it. Would you recommend something like the Merlot, or perhaps a different red, maybe a white wine?
I think with the corned beef, we should probably go for something a little bit different, like the Carignan of the Carmen Gran Reserva. You have a fresher style of the meat, and also you have everything separate. And with the spices, I think a wine like the Carignan, which is quite savory. Look, let me do this for you, so that we can give it a try and you can see what we're talking about. But it's a wine that in the nose you have very ripe aromas, but you also find some spices that I think would go very well with the spices of this dish. And then in the palate, it has a very good structure, but it's very juicy and fresh. I always talk about Carignan being very savory.
When we're talking about the pancakes, something that doesn't have any meat with it, and perhaps some fruit to complement it, what would you recommend? Would you stick with a red or switch to a white wine?
I think in this case I would switch for a white wine. We have a Carmen Insigne Chardonnay. Be a good companion for the texture that we probably would find in the pancakes, the potato pancakes. Because Chardonnay is a white variety that is fresh in the fruit profile. Because here we find a lot of peach aromas, green apple, and in the palate it has a lot of texture and a slight creaminess to it. So I think it would be good for the contrast that we find in this dish with the fruit and the texture of the pancakes.
Yes, I can see definitely how it would pair well with that. Well, thank you for sharing all your knowledge about wine pairing with these traditional Irish dishes, and I know that I learned a lot again. Thank you
very much.